She's got a set of twins.
They're so cute.
There goes Abby. Hey friends, thanks for dropping by the channel. I thought what I would do is just kind of give everybody a little bit of an update of what I've been up to, as I've mentioned in a couple previous videos, particularly since the elk hunt with my brother. I had a few things that I needed to get accomplished, in particular before winter sets in, and I managed to get those things done. Number one being that deer hide. Number two was redoing my forge, and you'll see that right here. So another project that I needed to get done was to redo the shroud and that first section of chimney on my forge. Part of the problem is with the heat and the fire, a lot of this portion right in through here was all burnt away, and it was beginning to allow too much smoke to come into the shop and not escape through the chimneys. And I also went ahead and replaced this portion right here of the chimney, just simply because where it extends down into this portion of the shroud, it was all burnt away. But the biggest thing, and one of the reasons why I had to do this pretty soon, is because this portion of the forge right here, yes, I don't have a valve to dump all of the clinkers, I just move everything out of the way, but the original plate that I put on this 16 years ago finally burnt through. So as you can see, I welded another piece in there, and then I also formed a support plate so that the heat that's centered right here won't be burning away the forge itself. It'll just be burning away, you know, this layer of metal. So I kind of need to get all that done, because I still plan on doing quite a bit of forging, mostly making strikers, you know, camp items and things like that. But that was another project that I needed to get done, not so much before the rendezvous, but before winter set in. So I managed to get it done. It took me about 3 days to do this, but I got her done. And also what I wanted to do was to get started doing another pouch out of that deer hide that I had dyed with walnut, and you'll see the progression on that right here. I decided to go ahead and make another pouch out of that deer hide that I had tanned and dyed with the walnut. Not done yet. I'm still doing some edge beading right here, but this is the pouch, and that's going to be the strap. And I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with this part of the flap, because usually what I like to do is to cut out a weeping heart on each side and then sew some red wool on the back side, so that when you look at the pouch, you can not only see the beading, but you can see the two weeping hearts. But I haven't decided on that at this point. But this is another project that I decided to go ahead and get started with. So, and amongst everything else, I also had to have my eyes re-examined, and I mentioned before what my eye problem was and how it relates to shooting. And So I got the new pair of glasses. My eyesight changed just a little bit. So I decided to do some shooting yesterday with my Traditions Trapper model pistol. And I set up a target, and this is what I shot. Now I actually shot 2 targets. I'll show the second one afterwards, because in between shooting this right here, I decided the glasses are not going to make that big of a difference. And this was actually done with the rest. Now the first 2 shots I took, I had my glasses on, and I hit the bullseye. The first shot hit right here, not the dead center one, but just below it. And the second shot cut the ring right here. Okay? So then I took 2 more shots with the glasses off. And those both impacted right here. Okay? And yes, you can see that there's a dead bullseye here. I'll explain that in just a moment. So with those 4 shots, I decided that it really is not going to make that big a deal, just simply because these were benched, and when we go to the rendezvous, everything is offhand. So that little bit of movement is going to be a hit or miss for me. But what I did do is, with my glasses off, I loaded up a 5th shot, but this time I put a patch, a wet patch, a spit patch over the powder charge, and then I patched the round ball. So I had the powder charge, patch over the powder, then I patched the round ball, and that one hit the bullseye dead center. This was with my glasses off, but still in a rest. So then the rest of my shooting, I decided just to do offhand, glasses off, and other than these 3 wild shots right here, that was the rest of the shooting. So I think I'm going to leave the sights alone, and when I go to Rendezvous shooting offhand, it's going to be a Hail Mary. But I decided to shoot my flintlock today. Now I shot 20 rounds. The first 3 or 4 shots, I had the glasses on. The rear sight was still a little fuzzy, but because my rear sight on my flintlock is further forward, the glasses did help in making that rear sight clearer. And I could very much see the target in front of the rifle very, very clear. Now I was shooting at clay pigeons, and I was shooting all offhand with that. But the real thing that I want to show everybody is this. In the past, when I've done videos showing homemade gunpowder, a lot of it was dirty. I'd take 3, 4, 5 shots, wet a patch, run it down the barrel, and admit that it was dirty. But this time, I took 20 shots, and I took 10 shots with a patch over the powder. Now I did it 2 different ways. I put a dry patch on top of the powder charge, and then I put a wet patch, a spit patch, on top of that. Shot it, and those 2 patches, I did it twice, those 2 patches were burnt completely through. You could see a complete circle burnt right through the patch. And obviously it did not burn through the spit patch. Then the rest of the double patched, or the patch over the powder, was just all spit patches, and nothing burnt through. But the thing that I want to show is I have a bore light right here, because after shooting 20 rounds, I was amazed at how clean the barrel was, because I was shooting my homemade gunpowder that I had made with the willow as the charcoal. And that willow, I had actually went ahead and remilled it, just simply because the gunpowder that I had made with the willow previously was only screened. So I remilled all of that, and then I pucked it underneath that 20-ton, excuse me, that 12-ton jack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to obviously drop the bore light down the barrel, and I'm hoping that you guys can see just how clean this barrel is. I'm hoping this camera is really picking up just how clean that barrel is, and that's with willow. Let me see if I can zoom in just a hair for you. Then I'm going to move the barrel around and let the light reflect a little bit differently. Now that's 20 rounds with 80 grains of my homemade willow. And I know it's probably reflecting what might be large chunks of powder, but I'm telling you guys, it's really not. I mean, you can see the land and grooves really well, and it looks that way all the way down to the bottom of the barrel. So I hope the camera was able to pick up well enough just how clean that barrel is. I know it looked like there was some chunks on there, but when you look at it with your eyeball, they're not really any large chunks. They're just like little hairs, if you will. Don't have a good way of describing it, but I was very impressed, because this is really the first time that I've done a lot of shooting with that willow gunpowder, in particularly in this flintlock, because like I've said before, I'm just sticking with the juniper just simply because it does burn a whole lot cleaner than this, in my opinion, at this point. But anyhow, as most of you now know, I have a rifle to go clean, and I have to finish getting ready for the rendezvous. I'm going to bring the camera. I have a spare battery. I don't know how much recording I'm actually going to be able to do, because when the batteries are cold, they don't want to work as well as they do when they're hot. So anyhow, guys, thanks for indulging me. I hope you'll take a minute to like and subscribe. And if you find this content to your liking, I hope that you would take a few minutes and share it with your bestest of buds. And I guess at this point, I'll see you when I come back from the rendezvous, or you'll see the doings at the rendezvous. So thanks for watching, friends, and I hope everybody will have a great week. Bye.